Hey y'all, my name's Mallory and I'm a lifestyle creator and founder of Caprice Company, a lifestyle brand collective. We help influencers and business owners create influential lifestyle brands guided by their values and partner with them to market their brands through simple methods so that they can use their influence to impact their consumers and their audiences. Today, I'm going to answer questions that came through on my IG polls about being a business owner, picking a niche, and staying motivated as you build your business. Let's jump in. Okay, so on a recent Instagram poll, I got questions about a ton of topics ranging from starting a business to staying motivated as you build your brand and business to picking a niche. So I wanted to jump in today and talk about a couple of those things and share a little bit about my insight and perspective as I've done this with my own brand. Question number one, was it an easy decision for you to start your own business? So growing up, I watched Shark Tank and The Profit a ton with my dad, and I loved watching the show, watching people pitch to sharks to get their businesses off the ground. But as I watched these people talk about products and softwares they were inventing, I didn't necessarily see that as the path for myself. And I didn't know that business ownership could look a lot of different ways. What ultimately led me to starting Caprice Company was hitting this place in my life where I just felt uninspired. And honestly, I just felt like I wasn't reaching my full potential in the work that I was doing. I worked in different industries with different companies, but I just didn't really feel aligned to those companies. And I just had this innate sense of like, okay, I need to be doing something bigger, or I need to be doing something that really inspires me and like gets me out of bed every day. And so I kind of hit this phase in my life journey where I just did this super deep dive, probably for about a year, just digging in and evaluating what my core values are. And if you know me, you know I talk about these all the time. So for me, my values are authenticity, simplicity, health, connection, freedom, excellence, and intentionality. And for me, those are the things that really guide the decisions that I make in my life, both in life and business. And so as I was kind of going through the years, moving throughout different positions, I hit this place where I was like, okay, the work that I'm doing now doesn't really align with the values that I've worked really hard to identify over this last year. I think it's time that I do something different. So building Caprice Company was really born out of a desire to live by my values and live in a way that felt really authentic to me. Another one of my core values, authenticity. I really value time freedom. I value flexibility. I love connecting with and supporting people in a way that feels really authentic to not just me, but also to them, and helping them step into their best selves, the best version of themselves, which is why I do what I do, and I absolutely love it. So I found that in launching my own business and starting Caprice Company, I've been able to build my life with intention versus kind of having a life placed and assigned to me when I'm working for somebody else. Was it an easy decision? I don't know that any decision's ever easy directly, but it was definitely a decision that was intentional and felt really aligned for me in my values and where I'm at in my life. Question number two, how do I hone in on a specific niche? Okay, so I talk about values a lot and the importance on getting really, really clear on yours so that every decision you make, especially as you're building your brand or business, is really anchored in your values. And this is honestly no different when it comes to picking a niche. A lot of times what I find is that people pick a niche depending on what they think is going to be the most profitable or what they think is going to help them to grow really fast. And the problem with that is when you pick a niche for profitability or visibility or growth, instead of a niche that really aligns with the things that you're passionate about, you end up burning out really, really fast and not growing at all. So when it comes to picking a niche, pick a niche that aligns with the things you're already passionate about, or the things you love to talk about, or the things that feel the most natural for you. So for example, if you love to bullet journal, or if you love fashion content or fitness content, and you found that people kind of look to you for support and for help and for advice and for guidance in these things, that might be a really great option for you to niche down in. When I first started my business, it was not Caprice Company. It had a completely different name, completely different colors, different branding, all the things. And I really picked my colors and my brand and my focus and my industry really based on what I thought was going to produce the most ROI for me, whether it was through visibility, through growth, financially, all of those things. What I've found since then is that the thing that has helped me be the most profitable and honestly find the most joy in my business is the thing that I love to do the most, which is building lifestyle brands for influencers and businesses. When I'm building brands, I honestly feel like I'm stepping into my zone of genius, and so the work is easier, my work is better, and my clients are happier because they're receiving the best parts of me. So when it comes to choosing a niche, make sure that it's really rooted in the things that you are passionate about, what your strengths are, because ultimately, that's where you're gonna have the most success. Question number 3, what keeps you motivated to build your brand? Honestly, the thing that keeps me motivated to continue to build my brand and my business is this innate sense of me that I'm destined for something bigger and can make an influence in people's lives. And honestly, that's really vulnerable to share. Since I was young, I have kind of been tagged and targeted by leaders and different people in my life who have said, oh, you have leadership qualities, or oh, you have leadership capability. And for a long time, that put a lot of pressure on me and made me feel like, okay, if these people are saying that I have these qualities and I have these abilities, there's certain expectations that they have of me to execute them. And I think what I've done is kind of taken those words and motivations and expectations and turned them into something that feels really authentic to me, which is using the influence and the leadership skills that I do have to make an impact on someone's life that is really positive. Some of the ways that I do that is through my content, for sure, through connection, through relationships, and honestly, through just building community with people, getting to know people on a personal level, getting to hear about how my content impacts them or how my content inspires them to take a risk or to do the thing they didn't think they could do, or just to get through their day or whatever their hard business day is. So that's the thing that keeps me motivated. It's definitely not a hard, line motivator I am motivated by money, or I'm motivated by power, or being able to be an influencer, or all those things. At the core for me, what motivates me is knowing that I can have an impact in someone's life that is going to help change the trajectory of their life and help them accomplish their dreams in a way that feels so authentic for them. Question number 4, how many permanent products do you need to consider your business a business? Lots of businesses start with only one product. I think about Crocs, the shoe company. Crocs was this company that started out building a pretty awkward looking, but honestly super comfortable shoe. And according to Investopedia, Crocs has sold over 720 million pairs of Crocs since 2002, and they are continuing to grow. Crocs didn't wait until they had a line of 12 different shoe varieties and 100 colors to launch their business. They started with what I like to call brand foundations, which is your mission, your values, and your goals. They got super clear on these things and just started. So your brand is usually made up of those 3 core elements: your mission, your values, and your goals. Once you have those in place, you've established the foundation that your brand and your business can be built on. Question number 5, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced? Okay, so as I kind of was jotting down my thoughts on this question, some of the things that came up were really difficult situations, not knowing how to charge what I'm worth, being taken advantage of by a client, and literally working for free on accident. But the thing that I ultimately come back to that continues to be a challenge for me every single day is mindset. And I think that this is the case for every lifestyle influencer and business owner. It's really having a mindset and believing that I am capable, I have so much to offer my clients and my audience, I'm good at what I do, I'm worth what I charge, and it's okay to take imperfect action without having all of the answers. We've all heard that you can only go as far as you think you can go. And I honestly believe that that is so true. My grandfather, before he passed away, said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And for many years, I kind of thought about that quote and I was like, okay, what does that mean? And I had it written on my wall all throughout my teen years. And I was like, okay, what does that quote mean? And I started to realize that what he was saying is the things that we think and tell ourselves and what we actually believe we're capable of or not capable of are the things that are going to dictate what we're able to accomplish. If you believe that you have something worthy of being shared with the world and you're like, yes, I know that my content, that my brand, that my business is going to make an impact for so many people, it's worth it, it's beautiful, and I know how this can change the world or at least change thousands and thousands of lives, you're going to accomplish that thing because you believe it. But if you're telling yourself, okay, I can't do this, or I don't think I'm capable, or I'm never gonna get someone to pay me this much, or no one's ever gonna like my content because I'm just not as good as this person or that person, it's going to hinder your ability to grow and move forward. And I'm not saying this as a cliche or like a general sense of, oh, well, you have to believe in yourself. But like, as someone who really struggles with mindset, with mental health issues, these things really, really do impact and have changed and shaped the way that I've been able to move forward in my business. When I'm really intentional with speaking an affirmation to myself every day, or meditating on spiritual teachings, mindset teachings that really resonate and align with me, I'm able to move forward naturally, organically, and confidently with what I'm doing. And mindset ends up being the very thing that helps me overcome all of the other challenges when I feel insecure about content or hit as much, revenue as I wanted to this month. When I'm able to shift my mindset and take the thoughts that I have and reframe them into something different, my challenges feel so much easier to overcome because I believe that I can actually overcome them. I hope that this video was super helpful for you. If you have any thoughts or questions that you'd like me to answer in a future video, be sure to drop them down in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.